if you already have your set parties for the week and you've got plenty of messenger parties or something you add on to, they're a great add-on and an easy, quick 1 hour add-on. So I would highly recommend throwing some messenger parties in there. Yes. Oh, okay. I was like, yes. Now we're going to, hold on just a second. Okay. Now we're going to move to Miss Stephanie Meester, one of our fantastic org leaders, who I believe is also going to train. I think she's going to pull in Jenna Burns, and they're going to do some training on, we're moving into May, right? That's our next month, and birthday month and all of that fun stuff. And she's going to talk to how to, and this is something you can do right now, but also as you're moving forward into May, she's going to talk to how to build to $1,000 party. So that's kind of exciting. Stephanie, are you there? Do I need to unmove?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, hold on.
You got to remove the spotlight.
Okay, I'm removed. Let me see if I can. Are you going to spotlighter? Or do me do it? Okay.
Well, I don't want to spotlight me because it'll go between me and Jenna. So.
Oh, gotcha.
So as soon as you stop talking, it should come. Nope, it's not. Need my audio stop video.
So it's showing you from now, it's not because I'm talking, but it was showing you for me when I stopped talking.
Oh, okay. It didn't change to me. It was just you. But okay, as long as everybody else can see. And then can we unmute Jenna as well?
Hi.
Okay.
Am I unmuted?
Now I see you. That's good. All right, so today we're going to talk to you guys about $1,000 party and just lots of different tips that you can do to make sure that you get that $1,000 party. And I want to start with saying that no, every single party is not going to be $1,000 party. However, if you are reaching for $1,000 party with every single party, you are much higher likelihood of actually getting some $1,000 parties. So I just want to be clear, just because you follow all of these things, it does not mean every single party is going to be $1,000. However, same thing, rule of stats, if you are shooting for it with every single one, then at least some of them will. Okay. So Jenna, what is the first thing you do to make sure that you are shooting for $1,000 party?
Host coaching. I would say, aside from making that my goal for the higher number of parties, especially 1,000. And I wanted to add too that May, like birthday month, is such a fun month to shoot for $1,000 party. Those I think are the easiest ones too, because the host bonus offers are so good. But for me, it starts with host coaching, and it starts with host coaching ahead of time for the party, not just the day before.
So with host coaching, there's tons and tons of things available. There's things in the Google Drive. You can search host coaching and rock on. But I know for me, the host coaching starts with asking them if they want a catalog, because if they want a catalog to collect orders from or to search through it, they're way higher likelihood to purchase for themselves or to collect orders outside. But also going with that, you want to give them some kind of a challenge. You don't have to call it a challenge, but just a way to get more free Tupperware. It could be a bingo. It could be, if you get $200 in outside orders from people not on Facebook, I'll have a present for you. It could be things like if you can get 20 people to say yes to come into your party. What other things do you do for your host?
Yeah, I am like you. I always start with those. And the first question I get asked, if anybody is on here that I've helped, especially recently, they're like, my party's struggling. I'm like, okay, let's talk about first, how are you communicating with your host? But also let's talk about your RSVP number. Oh, well, it's only at 6. Okay, well, how many did they invite? 25. I'm like, okay, let's start there. So you want to make sure they're inviting enough people, but I always incentivize my host. Hey, if we can get, and I do it based off of, I let them invite and get their numbers rolling. And then I'm like, okay, let's see how many we can stretch it. Because if they invite 500 at first and they get 25, that's awesome. That's really good. But I still want to stretch that. So I kind of see how many they've invited and then go from there. And I'm always encouraging them, okay, let's see if we can get 10 more yeses. And if you do, I'm going to add a prize to your pile, and whatever the prize may be. Because if you don't have the people in the party, it's going to be hard to have a party. So that's, for me, that's, the numbers are super important.
And you also want to make sure that you are looking at how many friends they have, because if they invite 40 friends and they only have 50 friends on Facebook, telling them to invite more people is probably going to just turn them off, because they already invited everybody except for, their dad and their husband and their son, whatever, people who would not be interested. Not that men aren't interested in Tupperware, but if they invited 80% of their friends list and that's all they have, then they did great. They did fantastic. Like, just be aware. I've made that mistake once where I asked them, well, could you invite some more? She's like, I literally invited all of my Facebook friends. And I'm like, oh, and I went and I looked, I'm like, yeah, she kind of did. She doesn't have very many. Okay, good job. Way to go. So there's that. And then throughout the party, you want to make sure that you're friend requesting. So I like to give them a reason to friend request me. And I know in the party template that Chrissy does, she says, send an emoji, or she has some reason for them to message them. And the reason is because if they have messaged you first, then Facebook will not count that towards the amount of people that you have messaged that have not messaged you first towards your blocking number, whatever. If you send messages to 50 people who have never messaged you or you have never interacted with, then you're probably going to get blocked from messaging. However, if they message you first, it doesn't count against that number. Again, the amazing algorithms that Facebook uses. So give them a reason to message you, a reason to friend request you. So I know for me, a couple days into the party, I try to get them to I send 2 reminders in the party for them to friend request me and to message me. But then on the 2nd or 3rd day, I will go through and I will friend request. I'll just go to the members list and I will friend request them all. And that's another reason why I stagger my parties. Some people, they like to run all of their parties. They start on this day and they end on this day. I don't like it when they all start on the same day, because I want my follow-up to be on different days. I want my friend requesting to be on different days. And I Tupper connect everything. So that way it doesn't, like the month close. I mean, obviously with Gen Con, it makes a difference, but with month close, it doesn't necessarily make a difference, because whatever sales are up when they're shopping, that's the sales they get. So I mean, you can choose whether you want to post the sales in your parties or not. I generally don't, because then again, it doesn't matter, because whatever is available is what they can shop from.
I wanted to mention too, as far as when you friend request and you want to send them messages towards the end of your party about asking them for orders or to book a party, the Jess message, as we've called it, you can talk to your director. I'm sure she can help you find it on Rock On. That's an important reason, also so that even if they don't join your VIP group during the party, you can then go after the party and add them, so that you're constantly growing your VIP group. And 2, one thing I wanted to mention is, used to, we could group message people that we weren't friends with say the host who we are friends with, and they're friends with both. Facebook has changed a lot of things lately, and that's not going through anymore. The person who you're friends with will still see the message, but the person who you aren't friends with still will not see it, even if that other person comments. We tested this out recently, and it no longer will show this message. So it's super important. Friend requesting is, for so many reasons, super important.
Well, and also, if you think about it, if your friends list is growing exponentially with every party you do, that is that many more people that you have to ask for parties, or that will see your posts, or that you can get into your VIP group. There's lots of different reasons why having a huge friends list is beneficial in your business. And all of that goes back to what Heidi was talking about making sure that you are socially present. What good does a socially present, page do you if you don't have people there to see it? If you only have, friends and family members and not customers and hosts, well, your friends and family, they're going to get tired of seeing the same things. But if you are constantly expanding, then the new revitalizes the old. Good. Okay. I feel like we need to go.
Sorry, I was muted.
We're doing good. We need to go back to the list now and see what we missed. Okay. So going back to the Jess message then, I tweaked it a little bit more, so that I send to everybody who has not ordered, but everybody who has ordered, I just tweak it a little bit to say something along the lines of, thank you so much for your order. I appreciate you supporting my small business. Something that is heartfelt and meaningful, because I don't have a business without them. I want them to know that individually, I appreciate their order. And then I enter, and then I say, I also wanted to ask you if you'd be interested in hosting a super easy and fun Tupperware party of your own. I would love to help you get some free and half price Tupperware. What do you think? So again, ending with a question, always ending with a question. because then I can, first of all, thank them, but then also I still want to ask for parties. And it's hilarious to me. I know lots of people have trained on this, but it's hilarious to me how many party games you can play in there and people won't touch them. However, you go ask them, oh, sure, I'll have a party. Or like in Deal or No Deal or the envelope game or anything like that. Book a party, get a prize. No, thank you. Would you like to have a party 2 days later? Oh, sure, that sounds fun. Okay, great. But the point is that you have to ask. You have to ask. So if you're not sending those messages, you are doing yourself a disservice. So the host coaching and the messaging, I personally think, are two of the biggest things towards getting $1,000 party. Another thing you want to do is make sure that your host knows where they're at. So when they reach their $200 level, tell them, oh, this is so fantastic. You can even post in the party if you wanted to. Which one are you going to pick? And then also, what they're going to pick by the time you close the party. Like, you don't have to ask them that because you already know. You can say something like, oh my gosh, she's at 285. We only need $15 more to get her to the next level. The next party order is going to get a prize or something like that. Or 2 extra drawing entries or something like that. I don't like to do prizes for next orders because then I'm always the person who ordered before that. And then I'm bitter because I didn't get the prize. So I tend to do extra drawing entries because those are free. Give all the drawing entries. You get drawing entries. Everybody gets drawing entries.
I think adding to that too, I think it's important to make sure before the party starts that you're getting with your host and getting a wish list for her, her party, for her order, or her host rewards. I'm sorry. Her wish list is going to be golden to you. I'm going to customize my party around her wish list because she's already excited and wants these products or wants to know more about them. So I'm going to be like, oh, I need to add that product post in my party because she's excited about it and she can tell her friends why she wants it. So as I'm getting that wish list from her, I'm host coaching her. Hey, did you see I did a product post for your item that you wanted today? Be sure to check it out and tag your friends. Tell them why you want it. And make sure they're tagging their friends in these posts, like make sure they're involved. I know we say a Facebook party is super easy and I do most of the work and we do most of the work. They're just partying and having fun. But if your host is quiet and not doing anything, your party generally isn't going to be super awesome, because I want to see that the person I'm supporting is excited about her party and she wants to have this party. She's not just doing it to check a box, So her wish list is golden for that reason, but also at the end of your party, if you can't get a hold of your host and you forgot to get her phone number, at least you have something to go off of in a last minute, like rush situation at the end of the month. Oh shoot, I need to close her party kind of thing. A wish list is such a key ingredient for a good party, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I think going right along with that is also the host sets. The host sets that are going on, you want to make sure that they know because they can't want what they don't know about. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious to me how, we have these host sets and oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. And then we don't post about them. We don't share them. And I'm preaching to myself here too, because like that clear host set that is going on this month, I love that set. And I totally have that picture now. I stole it from my sample bin as soon as it came in. I'm like, this is mine. So why have I not shared that on my page? I need to write this down. You need to make, Michelle's going to make something pretty and post it later. Because of the things that we're excited about. Again, going back to Heidi, I feel like Heidi should be a part of this training too. Going back to what Heidi said, it's the things that you're excited about are the things that you're going to sell. And if you've got this and you show it, and whatever this is in the moment for the month, and you show it and you're excited about it, then they can want it too. If they don't know about it, they can't want it. So make sure that you're telling your host what the specials are. Post the specials in your party. You can post the specials all over your social media. I mean, not obnoxiously, obviously, but the slashing idea I love too, because you can post a picture of that beautiful picture and tag it Tupperware without it being a post about Tupperware. So are you getting this? She's writing it all down. Michelle's got
it. Send me those notes, Michelle.
Yeah. I've got the thermal, the new flowery thermal.
Oh, the flowery one too.
Oh, yeah.
I pilfered the picture. She pilfered the little flowery thermal. Okay, so
one thing that I've had one of my most successful parties I had, it kills me slowly every day that this girl will not join my team. She refuses. Nonetheless, I just keep her as a good host then and a good customer. But one of my best parties was a girl who, leading up to her party, I knew she would be all over this, so I offered her some bonus prizes with it. But she had a ton of Tupperware, has a ton of Tupperware, and so every day or every couple days, she would do a quick like minute and a half video of why she loved this certain product and post it on her personal page, and it got so many people excited about what she was showing. She got her kids involved. Her husband even did one. I'm telling you, it's killing me. But it was phenomenal. This party was definitely well over $1,000. And she hosts big parties for me every single year. But it's because she does these extra fun things. So think outside the box when you're getting with your host. And if you have a host that's very savvy with social media, maybe she's done direct sales before, or maybe she just is all over anyways, all over Facebook and things, have her do fun things like that. I mean, literally minute and a half tops, and she's showing why she loves the stack cooker, why she loves her fridge smarts one day, her kid, why he loved the lunchettes. And they just really quick videos. They were so fun, and they increased her party guest list, and then those people that were added in from those posts or those videos, they wanted to shop because they knew what they wanted ahead of time.
I love that. And that actually reminded me of another thing. I had a party. I posted something on my wall, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I made sure that the wording, you know, you can get this free. It's really easy to get one comment and I'll message you. There we go. Got to use the right pronouns. I'll message you what you have to do to get this bag, but it's super easy. So, I mean, it was a very condensed version of that. And in the wording that I sent them, and I totally stole this from Kat, another director. Well, I didn't steal it. She gave me permission, but still, I used it, and it's been gold, absolutely gold, because the things that I messaged to these people is nothing about a party. It's nothing about doing anything special. I said, it's super easy to get a bag. All you have to do is invite people to a Tupperware event I create and run, and the bag is yours. Are you game? I didn't say host. I didn't say party. I didn't say anything that is all of the, you know, the normal trigger words. And I had 8 parties booked before the end of the night. Not going to lie, I freaked out a little bit because starting 8 parties on the same day, I already told you, I don't like to start parties on the same day, but I'm also a very big proponent of, if they said yes to a party, start it now, because they might not be excited tomorrow. So you want to start it as soon as you get it, if you can, in my opinion. But anyway, so one of these gals, she has been a long time customer. Like, she's been to my home parties. She's local to me. She, I just love her. She's a grandma type. And I just like one of the best grandmas. I want to be adopted into her family type of a grandmas. And she's like, well, yeah, I can do that, but can I show off the Power Chef? I'm like, yes. And she's like, I love this thing. It's amazing. And she posted like 4 videos. Now this gal is, you know, 65, 70, not tech savvy, but she figured out how to post her little phone, face it towards her so she could show people making the power. She sold so many of those Power Chefs, and she had an $800 party. She had never partied with me. She just attended a lot of parties, but these are the things, the same thing you were saying, Jenna, about getting them excited and doing the videos. And this was a shame on me moment. I was pointing my finger at myself, or shaking my finger at myself, because I don't ask my host to post videos, but it was genius. It was this brilliant moment. So yes, agreed, absolutely agreed. And we know that every host is not going to do that, but it doesn't hurt to ask. You know, is there a product that you already have that you are particularly excited about that you might want to make a video on? And if not, then do the posting, you know, the tagging, you know, hey, I posted about your product, tag your people, just like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, testimonials are huge. They're huge for your business anyways. I mean, not to stray off the party, because I don't want to do that, but these are your customers are you're going to be your best, like, that's your best advertisement. It's free advertisement, by the way, that you've already made money on. Get them doing and make sure they're tagging you in it. And if they're having a party, they're talking about, hey, if you wanted to get this, join my party. You know, so it goes above and beyond the whole, I'm having a Tupperware party, do you want to join post?
Mm-hmm. It is. It's the social media presence. It totally is how you present yourself and how people Facebook stalk you.
Yeah.
I did see something there, best wording to get a party from your Facebook page. It's not, I'm just going to flat out say it's not. Messages are going to be way more productive than a post. I'm just going to throw you right out there. or throw that right out there. I'm on a roll with my pronouns today, my word. But messages, it's the personal connection that is going to be more productive. And yes, you'll get some people who will ignore you, and that's just par for the course. Don't take it personally. They just don't want to tell you no. But make sure that you realize that the personal connection, the messages, that's where you're going to get it. So if they ignore you, that's fine. It doesn't matter. It just means new opportunities. I read that from, now I don't remember who sent it to me. Somebody sent it to me. No doesn't mean no, it means new opportunities. So go network in some buy-sell trade groups, get some more friends, send some friend requests to mutual friends. Like there's lots of ways to expand your friends list. I feel like we've gotten off topic, but it's okay. We need to bring it back to the $1,000.
Everything is fine. We're fine.
Everything matters. Everything matters. So it's good. It's expanding.
No, but these are key things to having a successful big party. And listen, it's like that quote, like if you're shooting for the stars, you'll land somewhere, whatever the quote.
Shooting for the moon.
Yeah, that one. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and if you're reaching for $1,000 party, you may end up at a 700, which is still phenomenal.
Yes, exactly. And it goes back to the whole, if you're reaching for a goal, if you're shooting for a goal, you will get 30% further than when you are not shooting for a goal, if you just settle for whatever you land. So it doesn't matter if you reach the goal. There was a video that actually, Jenna, you sent me, earlier this week about how a goal, making sure that the goal is not the end all. It's what you learn and who you turn into to achieve that goal. That is the part that matters. The goal itself is not necessarily what matters. It's the things that you do and the person that you become and the things that you learn in the meantime. Yeah.
So that you can keep going past what you achieve, because that's what the important part.
Yeah.
So shoot for the $1,000 parties.
Exactly. Because you want to make sure, like, even if you just pick 2 or 3 things out of this, that you're like, okay, these are the things that I'm going to try. These are the things that I'm going to change. And you can take notes, say, I'm going to try this for 6 parties, take notes. How did those things affect your parties? Did you like them? Do you need to tweak them? And then the follow-up, let's hit the follow-up before we wrap up here. So Jenna, how do you follow up?
Well, if I've sent the just message to people and I've done all of that kind of follow up, if I'm following up with my host, I'm keeping up with, like you said, where we're at in the party, and I'm making sure that I'm letting her know where she's at for her next goal. Like, you're only this far away and you only need this to get there. Let's talk about how I can help you get there. I think that's crucial follow up, even though the party hasn't ended. Mm-hmm. That's a huge thing is contact with your host.
Mm-hmm. And recruiting the host too. That's important too. Are you trying to recruit your host? Are you trying to bring them into the business, whether it's to sell, whether it's for a personal shopper? And one of my biggest cringy moments is when people say, oh, well, she doesn't really want to sell, so I'm not going to recruit her. Oh my gosh, I wasn't going to sell. Most people that I know, they were not going to sell. You would have missed out on so many people. So make sure that you are recruiting everybody, because if you start to get selective, first of all, you're not giving everybody the opportunity. Do you not believe in the opportunity that you've been given? I believe in the opportunity heavily. Don't lose your Stephanie. That's right. It cracks me up that that's become a thing. But you want to make sure that you recruit everybody, because you never know who's going to say, oh, well, yeah, I can do that. And that's part of, we just had this big, huge recruiting surge. Are you giving them reasons to get, orders into their system? If you're one of those people, thanks for joining. I mean, I love when new people, whether they intend to sell or whether they don't, they're here. They know how to place orders in their system because they've given a challenge. Hey, I'll give out prizes all day. I love giving out prizes.
Yeah. And even if you Tupper Connect your parties, that's okay. You can still go back after the party is closed and you can still recruit your host. Mm-hmm. I have recruited several of mine this year that their party's closed, and I went back to them a week or 2 later and I'm like, hey, your party was awesome. And I know you love Tupperware. Check out this deal we have going on. What do you think about this? And I you get no's, but I have had several say yes lately, and it's been fun. So now they're in, joining and doing good.
Mm-hmm. And you can even go through your parties. Who are the people who are commenting? What? Oh, I heard somebody. I don't know. Are you going through your parties to see who the big commenters are? Who are the people who are engaging the most? Are you sending them a message, something like, hey, you are so good at this Facebook party thing. Have you ever thought about doing something like this? And notice I didn't ask, do they want to sell Tupperware? Because that's a hard no. But if they've never thought about doing something like this, that's still a conversation you can have. Be careful with the questions that you ask. You don't want to ask a hard yes or a hard no question. A hard yes is fine. A hard no question is not something you want. Or ask something that will open you up to a conversation, because if they've never thought about it, then you can follow up with something like, oh my gosh, I think you would completely rock. Can I show you the latest specials? And most people, they'll say, okay, sure. And if in the end they still say, I'm just not interested, no problem. Thanks for letting me share with you. I appreciate it. You're doing awesome in the party. And with that compliment and with a positive, no matter what their answer is, whether it's joining or hosting or ordering or whatever, you want them to have a good rapport with you, a good feeling when they walk away from you. Because I think it was Oprah, or maybe it was Maya Angelou, I don't remember. It's a quote from some famous woman where people won't remember what you said, they'll remember how you made them feel.
Maya Angelou.
Ew, there we go, Maya Angelou. They will remember how you make them feel. So if you are like, I can't believe you joined the party and you didn't order, then they're gonna like block or unfriend the next Tupperware lady. Come on. You want them to realize that they are important to you. And that still goes back to the $1,000 party, because you are going to have people throughout the entire party that you will see in repeated party, because you're going to book parties where those people are going to come back to those parties. So make sure every single person in that party is important to you. Going back to that $1,000 party, like all of it goes back to that, having that $1,000 party.
Yep.
All right.
Good
Well,
stuff.
thank you guys. That was really good. Did everybody learn something here? Like, they're great trainers, aren't they? And I think it's really important that we're going to build to $1,000 party right now. You can do that with April parties. You can do that moving into May. You can do it in all of the said parties, if you will, as you move forward. I think that it's just a mindset. Once again, mindset, right? Our word of the year. It's a mindset of, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me something about, I'm going to go get one, more party. And I was like, why not get 3? Like, it's a mindset shift, right? So it's kind of like when we would do home parties, and Stephanie will tell you this too, we always talked about, we always shot for 10 adult ordering guests in attendance, because if the host shot for 10, maybe she didn't get to 10, she got to 8 or 9. Shooting to 10 is so much better than wherever I happen to land. It's a mindset shift. So shooting for $1,000 party, even if you don't hit it, gets you an $800 party or a $700 party, not a wherever it lands kind of party, which might be 200 or 300. Do you see the difference? People that are shooting for a goal in some form of like very stringent goal like that perform at 30% higher than people that have no goal. Like, just think about that for a second. 30% higher when you have a goal, when you have a set out goal with a specific dollar amount. So just know that you can use that same philosophy, whether you're a home party, whether it's a Facebook party, whether it's $1,000 party, whether, whatever you're shooting for, it's the same data as far as the 30%. So, and we all want to do 30% better, right? I don't know about you, but I want to do 30% better. Okay. So thank you, Jenna and Stephanie, for that awesome training. Great job as always.